As you may know, technology plays a major role in our everyday lives. It is difficult to imagine going through the day without encountering or using technology in some form or another. It is only natural then that we leverage the capabilities of technology for each step of our goal-oriented learning plans. During the informing phase, tools like Google Search will be leveraged to help us get accurate results related to our interests. As we'll discuss in a later lesson, search engines now have capabilities which leverage machine learning techniques to more accurately display the results relevant to you. In the forming phase, programs such as Excel or Word could be used to log, evaluate, and reflect on your thoughts during the process. While engaging in the planning phase, tools like Excel could be used once again to outline and monitor our progress. It is important to remember that we might not accurately inform our interests, form our goals, or plan the first time around. This is to be expected as we think about the overall framework of goal-oriented planning as a feedback cycle. You may recall that feedback cycles account for these inaccuracies or errors by actively comparing differences in results versus our goals. If you are still confused about the concept of a feedback cycle, consider this example. I'm interested in becoming a better basketball player, but in order to do so, my data gathering activities suggest that I should practice. More specifically, the data I gathered suggests that I should consider setting a goal to practice the free throw until I can consistently hit 75% of my free throws. I set a plan, which includes a weekly schedule where I set out to accomplish this goal by some date and log all of my results in the process. During the planning process, which includes execution of my plan, I noticed that some weeks I'm hitting my target metric, while in others I simply am not. Based on these differences or errors, as we mentioned earlier, I evaluate different variables in my plan like shooting technique, scheduling, nutrition, sleep, etc. I might end up coming up with a more or less ambitious practice schedule, changing up the technique, or deciding that the goal has been sufficiently met based on requirements or personal reflection. This could lead me to start the goal-oriented planning process again. The great thing about going at it the second time is you would have learned a lot about the goal you're trying to achieve at each step. As a result, your informing process might be as brief as deciding what other technique to practice to become a better basketball player. You might have also learned through this process that you do not want to be a better basketball player, but instead desire to focus on some other interests that you have in mind.